Aim your dragon wrath to those who deserve it. Take a paper and write everything down. Write the names down of those who you dislike. Write something down of those who something that you dislike. Write it down on a paper and let it burn with dragon fire. Let it burn with dragon magic and let it vanish and go away from your life, so that it won't longer punish you or won't longer hurt you inside of your life. So let it become dragon fire, because dragon fire erases everything. And dragon fire is inside of your soul. Your soul is pure magic. When you use the energy of your soul, it will vanish and disappear. So that is actually a bit like the wrath of the dragon, and it's living inside of you. How to control it? It is, I am, to be very honest, after 20 years on the dragon's path, I have not been able to ease the wrath of the dragon inside of myself, but I have learned how to aim it, because I am not, for example, those who are, I am not angry with my closed ones, with my family. I won't be the one that is just spitting on my fire on them. And that is where it comes from. Why do dragons breathe fire? They breathe fire simply because they can show it to their soul. Their soul is coming out, and whenever their soul is touching it with a wrath of the dragon, then it disappears, it burns away, it goes away forever. And that is why you have to sometimes be careful, because whenever it happens, whenever your anger happens, it is out of control, and it immediately translates inside of magic. So what I can recommend to you is take a piece of paper, write it down with all of your anger, all of every single thing that is living inside of you that needs to come out. Write it down and let it burn, even the names. But there is a but. There is also, whenever you do this with out of control chaos, and that is what dragons are, chaos, out of control chaos. When you write it down and you burn it down, in some cases, these people also disappear inside of your life. Not only people, but also objects or things, or, if money is something that you really dislike, then you have to write it down and let it burn alive. Let it burn and go away. Let it go outside of your life. To be very honest, I did that many times. And that is what dragons don't need that. Dragons are in perfect balance. Their balance is unlike anyone in this world that can control it. They can control their own magic, but we cannot. We have to be honest with ourselves. We still have human energy, and we are also humans. Humans have this out of control emotions that they can have. And because of your dragon energy, the dragon energy that lives living inside of you, but also the energy that is surrounding you, that are your dragons, that are constantly surrounding you, this also translates into the most ancient form of magic. Ancient form, and that is dragon magic. And that dragon magic cannot be said that it's just any form of magic. No, it is the strongest, most purest form of magic. Another word for manipulation. You are about to manipulate something that is surrounding you, something that you dislike. But you can do the same thing with, for example, with other things like love, and that is what I did actually in the first place. I loved my dragon, and it translates into magic. It immediately translates into magic, and that is also what happens, and that is what the most dangerous part of is, the wrath of the dragon. And that is sometimes people don't understand what they have in front of them, and whenever they push your buttons, sometimes it translates into dragon magic. Magic that they, and not even ourselves sometimes, understand of how that magic is working. So that is why I call it the wrath of the dragon. But you have to aim it. You cannot let it go away. When something is created, like your dragon soul is doing all of this. Your dragon soul is aiming this also to the one that is directed to. For example, if there is someone inside of your life that is really being a dick to you, then you sometimes, even without knowing it, you can aim it to that person. And I did that many times inside of my Dragon's Path. I experimented even with this inside of my Dragon's Path, and always with results. So you have to be I can say you have to be careful with for the wrath of the dragon. But in fact, in this life, there are not many dragon spirits. Not many. You are one of the few. One of the few with, and yeah, like ourselves, we sometimes we don't explore this because people say that we need to believe in Jesus or Muhammad or whatever, but not in the dragons. So we don't know about this, so we cannot also control ourselves. We cannot control ourselves, but we need we need also to learn to listen to ourselves, to our own instincts. Our own instincts is, and if you aim this, for example, if you aim the wrath of the dragon to someone that you love, then that is devastating. You should never do that. Never breathe fire to the ones you love. Never breathe fire to your mother or your children, or because that is what it is. The wrath of the dragon is basically saying to you, you can breathe fire. You can do that. You can breathe fire in a manipulative way, very much, but they won't see the fire. They won't see the fire coming out of your mouth, but the fire is real, and your fire is your dragon soul. And your dragon soul can be very healing for other people, but it can also be a wrath of the dragon. That is something that I call the wrath of the dragon. And that is, people that are surrounding us, they don't know about this. They have no clue about this. So, for example, as an autistic person that I am, I was bullied a lot on school. And they were pushing my buttons all the time. I was very shy. I was bullied every single day. I was afraid to go to, but these people, and I have to say it to you, I searched down for their names. Some of them are not even alive today anymore. I don't know if it's linked to that, but if I say to you, for example, that I did the same thing to my mom and sister, and they both had descriptions in the darkest pits of Leviathan, and I never even mentioned anything about Leviathan or anything like it. So they mentioned the complete description of Leviathan, and there is dark caves, the dark caves of Leviathan, and the wolves of Leviathan. Even that, I was sending them there, but not. I was actually very happy that I didn't wish them any harm, but I wish them back. So that is also a way of breathing fire to the ones you love. But now they have come back. They repented themselves from this. That is also what it is, my brothers and sisters. The wrath of the dragon is not just blinding rage. Sometimes it is very organized and know what it wants. Because the dragon gods themselves, they know whenever you breathe fire, and they will assist you in your goals, in whatever you desire, whatever you want. Because whenever you breathe fire, your dragon god will know it, and your dragon god will stand with you. So whenever, and that is not whenever you were awakened. That is also the moment when, for example, when you were a child, when I was a child, when I was 7, 8 years old, when I was bullied that much, even then, at that moment, your dragon was always with you. Anyone who hurts you will feel the fire of the dragon. And not maybe, and no, it will never happen at that moment, but it will eventually happen. So the fire of the dragon is not immediately going to burn them, but it will stay with them. And that eventually they will feel the flames, and they will feel the fire of the dragon, and they will never even realize what they have done wrong, because they did nothing wrong. They just bullied you, or they just did something bad to you. There are so many people in this world, so many of you and me, that are really pushing your scales, you can say, pushing your scales, and always hanging on your scales, always testing you. There are billions of people who want to test you and are testing you. Billions of people that are not used that you can actually breathe fire. You can do that. What I call the wrath of the dragon. But that is, of course, you are not a dragon here. You are a human, and no one will see you as a dragon, so they will not see anything wrong with you. So you can be, I don't know, people will eventually do that because you are a human like anyone else. They think you are a human like anyone else, but in reality it is completely different. You have to understand and you have to know, and that is what your dragon spot is for, of your own draconic soul, but also the dragons that are surrounding you. There is an energy always surrounding you. Wherever you go, the dragon is. The dragon is everywhere. So because you are as well, wherever you are, the dragon is as well. The dragons are always constantly with you. And whenever people are doing something nice, then the dragon will react in a nice way. Whenever people are doing something wrong, or maybe something very bad, then the dragons will breathe fire. But not physical fire. They would wish it was physical fire. Because whenever the dragon breathes fire in a human form, whenever you are human form, it will come as dragon magic. And dragon magic is gray. It can be light and it can be dark. But we are not the white witches, we are the dragon witches. And the dragon witches use both sides whenever we see fit. And that is what dragons are. We are not like the guardians of God and we need to protect the earth. No, we are dragon witches and we live in the forest and we are one with nature, one with Tiamat and one with the other dragon gods as well. So yeah, this is the wrath of the dragon. And I don't say be careful with this because sometimes people deserve it. And whenever you are sick and tired of it, take a paper, write it down, and let it burn. Or sometimes, whenever they are in front of you, you just let them burn on the spot. How to control it? You cannot control it. You cannot control the dragons.